Alrighty, so a Castlevania series is coming to Netflix this summer, July 7th to be exact. Brought to you by Ade Shankar, the producer of The Grey, Dread, and Lone Survivor.
He
Pretty good.
also helped with that Power Rangers fan video.
Yeah,
That was messed up.
yeah. You just check that out. It's like a cross between what Michael Bay and Yui Bowl would do.
And Blade Runner.
Yeah. Then also the writer for this is Warren Ellis, who was responsible for the Red comic, as in the one that the movie with Bruce Willis and John
Morgan
Malkovich.
Freeman,
Yeah, Morgan Freeman.
Retired, extremely dangerous.
Yeah, like the original comic that was based on, and then as well as the Iron Man Extremis comic arc, which was served as the basis for the third movie. The premise for it's going to be set during the third game, so the late 1400s. In the game's storyline, when Dracula actually makes a presence in the world. A lot of people don't know that. They assume that it's like during the first game, the original Castlevania, but nope. Then it's set to feature all four characters, Trevor, Sypha, Grant, Alucard, all four of which pretty much follow the same, stylings that we're used to. Say for Grant, who they're, I guess, trying to make look less like a 1960s pirate movie pirate and more like a, typical vampire hunter, kind of like Trevor. And the animation style, as far as, you can see from the trailer, is, kind of like anime-ish. I don't know how else
Yeah,
would you
it's.
describe it.
I don't think this is Japanese, so some people might get ticked saying it's an anime, but it's anime. It's done in the style of anime,
Yeah.
which is probably the best way to do a Castlevania TV show.
Yeah, I mean, they've actually tried to do a live action one. Like, it might have just been a fan thing, but I've seen something on IMDb. I forget what they called it. But it didn't get good reviews.
And
you know,
the thing is with doing it with an anime, I mean, this Castlevania thing is going to be aimed for nerds, and it's nerds who are into anime, so it's a pretty safe way to approach. I think that most of the time when they try adapting, a video game to like a movie, it doesn't do really well, but there's a lot of anime adaptations to video games, like the Halo one and the Dead Space one and stuff. So this isn't anything super new, but it's gonna be on Netflix, so that's new.
yeah, that's pretty neat. If it was on anything else, I probably wouldn't be able to watch it. And I think it'll get more viewership that way too.
Yeah. I think there's gonna be a lot of people who just watch gaming videos on YouTube and don't know anything about Castlevania. They're gonna watch this, and this is gonna be their introduction to it because they're too lazy to buy a copy of the game somewhere.
Yeah, and the series is pretty much dead right now. Konami, for those of you who aren't aware, they've turned all their old familiar licenses into pachinko games. Metal Gear, Castlevania, Silent Hill, they're all going that way. Thankfully, there hasn't been a Contra one yet, but, that's probably coming around the corner sometime soon.
Yeah, it probably is.
If it doesn't exist already. But, I'm glad someone else other than them is handling the license, to say for sure.
So they say that this one's going to be like very similar to Game of Thrones, and that either means three things, which is one, this is going to be way more popular than the source material. Two, any character could die at any moment. Or three, there's going to be like a ton of boobs and stuff. So I'm hoping number two's the answer.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think any of the main characters are really going to be all that expendable, except maybe Grant.
Yeah, maybe Grant, because we don't need no pirates.
Yeah.
I think they're going to add a lot of new characters, though, or maybe characters from other games. 'Cause, I mean, if they make this a series, they could take it anywhere into the Castlevania universe, so...
Yeah, because there are technically, like, there was one game that takes place shortly after the third one, I think. It's called Curse of Darkness. I haven't played it, but from what I understand, it's like right after that, or it ties in with it, I don't know. Involves a completely different, set of characters. But Trevor Belmont's in it, so they might try to tie it in there somehow. Yeah. I think they made a pachinko machine kind of based on that one too. Yeah, but yeah, like I can see them doing that because there are quite a few. They could take a very very good, you know, creative license with this because Castlevania has a lot of characters, a lot of which aren't really drawn out all that well because a lot of them are just bosses. You'll come into a room, it's like a guy with a sort of important sounding name, and then just fight him. It's like Olrox from Symphony of the Night. Kind of looks like the Count from Nosferatu. I forget what his name is, but it's like him. But he gets no intro. You just go in there and fight him. I can see them, throwing a character like that in.
And the other thing is they could throw in a lot of cool and funny references to some of the games and stuff.
Yeah.
I really want them to say at some point "Oh, it's a terrible night for a curse" or something like that. Just because that's such a famous line from the second game.
Yeah. Speaking of that too, the music, the classic music, I wonder if they're gonna try to incorporate that. I mean, I hope they do.
They really should. I mean, the Castlevania theme is, in my opinion, the best 8-bit song out there, and it'll get stuck in your head for weeks.
Oh yeah. Let's see, where else? Another thing that I've kind of been thinking about is if they intend to do these as sort of maybe a mini series with each one focusing on a different game, because I mean there's good opportunities for that as far as future work goes. They could do one on Simon Belmont, kind of tie in the first game and Simon's Quest.
Oh, that'd be really cool, especially if each one had a different theme. I mean, with Simon Belmont, the first game, how it does a lot of stuff with Frankenstein and mummies, a lot of the old monster stuff. That'd be pretty cool if each one had a different kind of feel to it.
Yeah, I mean that's actually kind of constant throughout the games.
Oh, is it?
I don't know if it's just from a homage standpoint to include all the classic monsters as bosses, but they do. That's a constant thing throughout. But yeah, that's the case. I mean, there's a possibility for timeline jumping because the first game, the first one in the series, takes place the late 1000s, so 1090 or 1090. I mean, so I mean they could go back to that or just allude to it, and they could go to the last part of the timeline, which is in the 2030s, which that would be sort of neat too.
Space vampires.
Well, I don't know. Not really space vampires, but
yeah.
The future that's not really the future as much, save for a laser. One laser.
That's all I need.
Yep, an area of sorrow. But yeah, so yeah, I've been pondering that. I'd really like to see them, do more than just one season. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to be popular enough for them to want to do that. But I don't know. Time will tell.
Yep, I'm excited. I'm going to watch it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess we might do a review of that.
Yeah.
Once it comes out, we got a week or two. Yeah, just about. So yeah. So if you're listening now, be on the lookout for that. And
keep on vampire slaying.
Yep.